Hello everybody, this is Torah portion Parshas Bo. The Torah talks about the mitzvah of putting on tefillin. What are tefillin? So we know that tefillin are leather boxes that we put on our hands, across from our hearts, and on our top of our forehead, and they contain the passages from the Torah that deal with our relationship with Hashem, our closest to Hashem. And the symbol of the tefillin, the message of tefillin is that we pledge to dedicate our actions to fulfill Hashem's will. We pledge to dedicate our emotions, our heart to fulfill Hashem's will. We pledge to dedicate our thoughts and our mind to fulfill Hashem's will. And we resolve to use all our forces, right, in a way that bring us close to Hashem and help to perfect our character and make the world a holy place. There's a fascinating halacha, fascinating rule about the tefillin. We first put on the hand tefillin, and only then do we put on the head tefillin. And then when we take it off, we first take off our head tefillin, and then we take off our hand tefillin. Essentially, we always have a time where we may have the hand tefillin on without the head tefillin, but we never have a time where we only have head tefillin and no hand tefillin. Rabbi Hirsch makes his following observation. He says, we should never only have head tefillin without hand tefillin. We can have hand tefillin without head tefillin. We can never have head tefillin without hand tefillin. Never only have the head without the hands. Why is that? Because we should never think that we should have a theoretical relationship with Hashem. We should never think that we could learn something and theoretically make sense, but never fulfill it. We can fulfill things without understanding it, but we should never have a relationship with Hashem where we only cerebrally, only intellectually relate, but not practically relate. So this is a very important lesson. Often we learn things that inspire us and say, oh, that's a nice idea, that's a very wonderful thing. But then we fail to put it into practice. What Tefillin are saying is, whatever you learn, whatever inspires you, whatever moves you in your mind, make sure to implement it in your hand as well. Never just have the head dedicated without the hands. The hand must be dedicated as well. That's a beautiful lesson about Tefillin. I want to share with you a beautiful story. As many of you know, I love the Sfas Emes. I love reading the Sfas Emes. And here's a beautiful story about the Sfas Emes, the Sfas Emes' Tefillin, and the Sfas Emes' son, the Imri Emes. One day, a certain Chesed came to shul and he forgot his tefillin at home. So he went over to his Rebbe, the Imri Emes, and says, Rebbe, I forgot my tefillin. Do you think I could please borrow your tefillin? An extra pair of tefillin. So the Imri Emes said, of course, no problem. He went and he brought down a pair of tefillin. But this wasn't just any tefillin. This was actually his Sfas Emes' tefillin. This was his grandfather's tefillin. This is his father's tefillin. And it was very precious. Very, very, very fragile and very precious. And he said, here, use these tefillin. So the chassid was elated to wear the Sfas Emes' tefillin. It was an unbelievable experience. So somebody asked the Rebbe, why do you have to give him your precious tefillin? You could have given him another pair. Why do you give him this rare, precious pair from your illustrious father? He said, I'll tell you. We learn in next week's parasha B'Shalach, Zeh Keli V'Anveyu. This is Hashem, and I want to beautify Him. And I say this to you, this is a mitzvah. When we do a mitzvah, to do it in the most beautiful way. When we have a menorah, have a beautiful menorah. Right? When we should have a beautiful shul, there's a mitzvah to use our creativity to beautify a mitzvah. So the Imri Emes turned to the chassid, turned to the person who asked the question and said, it's also a mitzvah to do kindness in the most beautiful way. I'm about to do a kindness to this person. Give him my pair of tefillin. I want to do it in the most beautiful possible way. Therefore, I give him the most beautiful tefillin that I have. This is a very profound lesson. Often we do chesed, but let's try, take it to the next level. Let's make the chesed beautiful. Let's beautify the mitzvah. The same way we want to make all mitzvahs beautiful, let's make our kindness beautiful. Have a beautiful Shabbos, and I look forward to being in touch with all of you. All the best.